Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the English Learning Podcast. I'm Jason.
And I'm Julia. Hi, everyone. We're so happy to have you with us today.
Today, we have a very practical and useful topic for you, how to talk about your daily routine in English. Whether you're a beginner or just looking to improve your speaking, this episode is perfect for you.
Yes. Talking about your daily routine is one of the easiest ways to practice English every day. You can use it to improve your speaking, learn new vocabulary, and even get more confident in conversations.
And the best part is, it's something everyone does every day. So, it's easy to remember and easy to talk about. By the end of this episode, you'll know how to describe your morning, afternoon, and evening routines in English, step by step.
So get ready, grab a notebook, maybe a pen, and let's start learning how to talk about your daily routine in English naturally and confidently.
All right, let's dive in.
Jason, before we start talking about specific daily routines, I think it's important to explain why daily routines are so useful for English learners.
Absolutely, Julia. Many beginners struggle with speaking because they don't know what to say. But your daily routine is something you already do every day, so it's a perfect starting point.
Yes, when you talk about your daily routine, you're practicing simple sentences that you can use in real life. For example, saying, I wake up at 7 a.m. or I have lunch at 1 p.m. is a simple sentence, but it helps you practice verbs, time expressions, and sentence structure all at once.
And it's not just about grammar. Talking about your daily routine also builds your confidence. You don't have to invent anything new. You already know what you do every day. So it's easier to speak naturally in English.
That's right. Also, once you get used to describing your routine, you can expand your sentences. For example, instead of just saying, I eat breakfast, you can say, I eat breakfast and drink coffee while reading the news. Little by little, your sentences get longer and more fluent.
And the best part is, practicing your daily routine in English can become a habit, something you do every day. Just like brushing your teeth or having breakfast, speaking English about your routine becomes automatic over time.
So, if you want to improve your English quickly, talking about your daily routine is one of the easiest and most effective ways to do it.
Exactly. And today, we're going to show you step by step how to do it. From morning to night, you'll learn the vocabulary, the sentence structures, and even common mistakes to avoid. All right, Julia, now that we know why daily routines are so helpful, let's talk about how to actually describe them in English. Beginners often get stuck because they don't know the right structure.
Yes, Jason, but don't worry. Talking about your daily routine is simple if you follow a basic structure: time plus activity plus details.
Exactly. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. here. I is the subject. Wake up is the activity. And at 7 a.m. tells the time.
And if you want to add more details, you can extend it. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. and brush my teeth. See? Simple and clear.
Another important thing is to use time expressions. You can say, in the morning, in the afternoon, in the evening, at night, at 7 a.m., at 1 p.m. These help your listener understand when things happen.
Yes, let's try a few more examples. I have breakfast at 8 a.m., I go to work at 9 a.m., I read a book in the evening.
You can also use adverbs like usually, sometimes, always, never to make your sentences more natural. For example, I usually drink coffee in the morning. Or, I never watch TV before bed.
And the good thing is, you don't need perfect grammar at the beginning. The most important thing is to speak about your routine clearly. You can improve your grammar step by step.
Exactly. And remember, practice makes perfect. Start with simple sentences about your morning routine, then move to the afternoon and evening. Over time, you'll be able to speak about your whole day naturally.
All right, listeners. In the next part, we're going to learn vocabulary for your morning routine and even have a short conversation to practice it. Stay with us.
All right, Julia. Let's start with the morning. The morning routine is the first part of your day, and it's a great way to practice simple English sentences.
Yes. Let's go over some common morning activities first. Wake up, brush your teeth, take a shower, have breakfast, get dressed, drink coffee or tea, go for a walk.
Great list. Remember, you can use the structure we talked about. Time plus activity plus details. For example, I wake up at 7 a.m. or I brush my teeth after I wake up.
Exactly. And don't forget, beginners should practice saying these sentences out loud every day. Repetition helps a lot.
Now let's see how a short morning conversation might sound between two friends.
Ready!
Hi, Julia. What do you usually do in the morning?
Hi, Jason. I usually wake up at 6:30 a.m., brush my teeth, and take a shower. After that, I have breakfast and drink a cup of coffee. How about you?
I wake up at 7 a.m., and the first thing I do is make my bed. Then I brush my teeth, have breakfast, and sometimes go for a short walk.
Wow, that's a productive morning. I also like to check my phone for messages after breakfast, but I try not to spend too much time on it.
Yes, that's a common habit for many people. See, listeners? You can use simple sentences like this to describe your morning. And over time, you can add more details like hobbies, work, or school.
Exactly. So practice saying your morning routine out loud. Try to use these words: wake up, brush teeth, take a shower, have breakfast, get dressed, drink coffee, go for a walk.
And don't worry if you make mistakes. The important thing is to speak and practice every day.
All right, listeners. In the next segment, we'll move on to your afternoon routine and learn more vocabulary and conversation examples. Stay tuned.
All right, Julia. Now that we've practiced the morning, let's move on to the afternoon. The afternoon is usually busy work, school, or other activities. Let's learn some vocabulary first.
Yes, common afternoon activities include have lunch, go to work, study, English exercise, meet friends, run errands, take a short break.
Exactly. And remember, we can use the same sentence structure: time plus activity plus details. For example, I have lunch at 1 p.m. or I study English for 30 minutes in the afternoon.
Right. Now let's see a short conversation about the afternoon routine.
Hi, Julia. What do you usually do in the afternoon?
Hi, Jason. In the afternoon, I usually have lunch at 1 p.m. After lunch, I study English for about an hour. Sometimes I go for a short walk or exercise. How about you?
I usually go to work after lunch. I finish work around 5 p.m. If I have time, I like to meet friends or run errands.
That sounds nice. I also sometimes take a short break in the afternoon to relax or drink tea.
See, listeners, you can describe your afternoon routine using simple sentences like this. You can start with just one activity and then add more details as you get comfortable.
Exactly. Practice using these words: have lunch, go to work, study, exercise, meet friends, run errands, take a break. Speaking about your routine every day will make you much more confident.
Great. Next, we'll talk about your evening and night routine. That's another important part of the day where you can use lots of useful English sentences.
Stay with us, listeners. Let's continue learning.
All right, Julia. Now it's time to talk about the evening and night. Many people relax and spend time with family or hobbies during this part of the day.
Yes, Jason. Let's start with some common evening and night activities. Have dinner, watch TV, read a book, spend time with family, take a shower, prepare for the next day, go to bed.
And just like morning and afternoon, we can use the structure: time plus activity plus details. For example, I have dinner at 7 p.m. or I watch TV after dinner.
Exactly. You can also add small details to make your sentences longer. For example, I read a book for 30 minutes before going to bed, or I spend time with my family in the evening.
Now, let's see a short evening conversation example.
Hi, Jason. What do you usually do in the evening?
Hi, Julia. In the evening, I usually have dinner at 7 p.m. After dinner, I watch TV or sometimes read a book. Around 10 p.m., I take a shower and then go to bed. How about you?
I usually spend time with my family after dinner. Sometimes I watch a show on TV or read a few pages of a book before sleeping. I try to go to bed by 10:30 p.m.
See, listeners, you can talk about your evening and night routines in a simple way. Start with 1 or 2 activities, then add more details as you practice.
Yes. Using these words, have dinner, watch TV, read, spend time with family, take a shower, prepare for the next day, go to bed every day will make you more confident in speaking English.
Great! In the next segment, we'll talk about some common mistakes learners make when talking about routines and how to avoid them.
Stay with us, listeners. You're doing amazing.
All right, Julia. Now let's talk about some common mistakes English learners make when talking about their daily routine. This is really important because small errors can make sentences unclear.
Yes, one of the most common mistakes is forgetting prepositions with time. For example, beginners often say, I wake up 7 a.m. instead of I wake up at 7 a.m.
That's right. Always remember, at for specific times, in the morning/afternoon/evening for parts of the day. For example, I study English in the afternoon.
Another mistake is using the wrong verb tense. Some learners say, I wake up yesterday at 7 a.m. The correct way is, I woke up at 7 a.m. yesterday.
Yes, if you're talking about your daily routine, use the present simple tense for habits. For example, I brush my teeth every morning, or I go to work at 9 a.m.
Also, some learners leave out small words. For example, I have breakfast 8 a.m. should be, I have breakfast at 8 a.m. Small words like at, in, on are very important.
And one more common mistake, not using adverbs like usually, sometimes, always. For example, I eat breakfast at 8 a.m. is fine, but I usually eat breakfast at 8 a.m. sounds more natural.
So, listeners, when you talk about your daily routine, remember, use the correct prepositions with time. Use the right tense, present simple for habits. Don't forget small words. Use adverbs to sound more natural.
Exactly! Practicing these small points will make your sentences much clearer and your English more natural.
All right, listeners. Next, we'll do a mini practice activity so you can try speaking about your routine yourself.
All right, Julia. It's time for a mini practice activity. This is where our listeners get to speak in English and practice their daily routine.
Yes. Don't worry if you make mistakes. The most important thing is to try. Let's start with something simple. Your morning routine.
Okay, listeners, repeat after me. I wake up at 7 a.m. Great. Now add, I brush my teeth and take a shower. Perfect.
Now let's try the afternoon routine. Repeat after me. I have lunch at 1 p.m. Excellent. Then say, I study English or go for a walk in the afternoon. Awesome.
Next, let's practice the evening routine. Say, I have dinner at 7 p.m. and spend time with my family. Very good. Now add, I read a book and go to bed at 10 p.m. Perfect.
Now, let's make it a little more natural. Try putting it all together. I wake up at 7 a.m., brush my teeth, and have breakfast. I go to work in the afternoon and sometimes exercise. In the evening, I have dinner, spend time with my family, and go to bed at 10 p.m.
Great job! See, listeners, by practicing your daily routine out loud, you're improving your speaking, pronunciation, and confidence all at the same time.
Yes, try doing this activity every day. Start with your morning routine, then add the afternoon and evening. Little by little, your sentences will get longer and more natural.
Exactly. Speaking English about your routine doesn't have to be hard. Just practice a little every day, and you'll see big improvement.
All right, listeners. Next, we'll give you some tips on how to practice your daily routine every day. Don't miss it.
All right, Julia. We've learned the morning, afternoon, and evening routines. But the key to improving your English is practice every day. Let's give our listeners some tips.
Yes. The first tip is simple. Talk to yourself in English. It might feel strange at first, but describing your routine out loud, even if you're alone, is very effective.
For example, when you wake up, say, I wake up at 7 a.m., brush my teeth, and have breakfast. Doing this every day makes it natural over time.
Another tip is to write your routine in English. You can use a notebook or even your phone. Writing helps you remember words and sentence structures.
Exactly. And if you want, you can record yourself speaking. Listen to your recording and notice how you can improve. It's a great way to track your progress.
Also, try to practice with a friend or language partner. Talking about routines together makes learning more fun and helps you speak more confidently.
And remember, even 5 to 10 minutes a day is enough if you practice consistently. Small daily practice is better than long occasional sessions.
So, listeners, make talking about your daily routine a habit. Practice, repeat, and gradually, you'll feel much more confident speaking English.
Exactly. And in the next part, we'll give you some motivation and encouragement to keep going. You're doing amazing. All right, Julia, before we finish, let's give our listeners a little motivation. Learning English takes time, but every small step counts.
That's right, Jason. Remember, even if you only practice for 5 or 10 minutes a day, it adds up. Speaking about your daily routine is a simple way to improve your English every single day.
Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Mistakes are part of learning. What's important is that you keep practicing and never give up.
Yes, celebrate your small victories. Every sentence you speak, every word you learn brings you closer to fluency. You can do it.
So, listeners, start talking about your daily routine today. Speak out loud, write it down, and practice every day. Your English will get better, step by step.
Exactly. Keep going, stay consistent, and enjoy the process. You're doing amazing. Keep it up.